This video warns China against using waters of the Mekong and Brahmaputra rivers as a weapon to trouble Southeast Asian nations and North India and seriously harm their economies. Hello friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. It seems China is determined to pursue a course of destroying its neighbors, enslaving the survivors, and taking over their lands. Harvard International Review, in a March 22, 2021 article titled The Geopolitics of Water and the New Indo-Pacific Strategy by Dr. Patrick Mendes and Dr. Antonina Lucikiewicz, described the attempts China has recently made to intimidate Southeast Asian nations and North India. The article states, the global community should seriously recognize the emerging geopolitics of water and the power Beijing wields from being able to unilaterally turn off the taps of the Tibetan Plateau's dams. China's power was on full display in early 2021. China cut the water flow of the Mekong River by 50% without a word of warning, ostensibly for a 3-week power line maintenance project. The decision affected the lives of millions of people along the waterways in the Southeast Asian countries of Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. The decision did so by disrupting their fishing and farming livelihoods as well as floating markets and coastal houseboat communities that relied on river transportation. The ill effects of Beijing's decision were amplified as the water level continued to drop significantly. It might be hard to understand the intentions of the Chinese government. Less than 3 months earlier, Beijing signed an agreement with the Mekong River Commission to share the year-round hydrological data on the upper streams of the Mekong River. Nonetheless, it has become abundantly clear that China's water card can be used for political and economic pressure on small states downstream. In mid-February 2021, water on the Mekong River yet again dropped to the worrying low level without prior notifications from China. On February 24, the United States called on China to live up to its commitments on water data transparency. With its warnings towards the Chinese government, the Biden administration has already proved it will follow the previous administration's policy towards the Mekong water issue. In addition to open accusations toward China of secretly diverting and storing water, Trump's State Department launched the Mekong Dam Monitor in December 2020, aiming at providing real-time data on the Mekong River. It followed the October 2020 announcement of the new Mekong-US partnership, which would invest more than $150 million to support the economic independence of Burma, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Vietnam. The smaller nations of Southeast Asia are not the only victims of China's water blackmail practice. Beijing has also historically shown no hesitance to play the water card in its game towards India. For example, in 2017, China did not share crucial river data with India despite their existing agreement, making it impossible for the Indian government and ordinary people to prepare for the Brahmaputra River flood. China's decision not to share data has been viewed as retaliation for the 2-month-long Doklam standoff, where Chinese and Indian troops threatened each other by the Bhutan-China-India border. The diversion and restriction of normal water flows will seriously harm the livelihoods of almost half of the population living in the northern part of the Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. The smaller nations of Southeast Asia have no power to resist China. Narendra Modi's government will not do anything to counter China's attempts to intimidate North India because Modi is in alliance with China and Germany. The goal of the alliance is to destroy Southeast Asia and North India economically first, then cause famines and droughts at will, starve the populations, enslave the survivors, and take over their lands and make them Chinese colonies. The only nation that can help these nations resist China is the United States. And as the article mentions, the Tibetan Policy and Sport Act and the Taiwan Assurance Act signed by President Trump in December 2020 are designed to counter China's power over water in the region and other issues by imposing new sanctions and building diplomatic alliances with affected countries. Xi Jinping of China is either not a very clear thinker or makes rash choices, perhaps when pumped up by Germany or blinded by his own sheer unbridled greed. Or he views himself as an Alexander like conqueror, only much smarter, bent upon conquering the world in an alliance with Germany. I have described in the past how China took a young Sikh merchant navy captain Jagvir Singh Sidhu hostage. When I wrote to Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi to do whatever was necessary to secure his release and was praying for it, on the advice of Germany, Xi Jinping had Captain Sidhu murdered in a Chinese jail. We had no choice but to pray to God Almighty to intervene. God did intervene by subjecting China to unprecedented floods for 5 full months from July to November of 2020, drowning thousands of Chinese and causing tens of billions of dollars in property damage. While China was suffering these floods, Xi Jinping wanted to punish North India with floods. He was planning to destroy the Bhakra Nangal dams and drown millions of Punjabis. I warned Xi Jinping at that time that if he took such an action, we, the United States, will destroy some key dams from among the 80,000 China has built and drown hundreds of millions of Chinese and cause trillions of dollars in property damage. Xi Jinping then relented but had to continue suffering the effects of the floods for full 5 months. It seems that China and Xi Jinping have still not learned their lesson because after that, in January and February of 2021, it has taken further action to restrict the waters of the Mekong River and affected the livelihoods of tens of millions of people. So I will issue this warning again to Xi Jinping. People in Southeast Asia and North India are also God's creation. The USA will come to their aid. If you restrict the waters of the rivers in Southeast Asia, that is Mekong, and North India again, that is the Brahmaputra and Satluj rivers, we will get them flowing again by destroying some of your dams. You will probably retaliate and escalate the situation. We will retaliate further and destroy more of your dams, drowning perhaps 500 million Chinese and destroying your economy. It will be a full-blown war. The miscalculation Xi Jinping keeps making is that the dams he is using to restrict the natural flow of rivers can be used as weapons against him by destroying them to make China vulnerable to devastating floods. The weapon has actually become China's Achilles heel. I hope Xi Jinping and China take this warning seriously and desist from such activities in the future. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos and read my articles on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in-depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, to view and get information on the latest videos.